Hello, cocktail fans. Welcome to the Drunken Sailor. I am Bill, your Drunken Sailor, and it is our favorite day of the week. It's Fan Favorite Friday. This is the day that our subscribers send us cocktails for us to make, their favorites, hence Fan Friday. Well, we've got a cocktail today that comes from a bartender way down under, and it's the Rusty bartender. And he's asked us to make one of his favorite cocktails, the New York Sour. So let's get pouring. This cocktail we're going to make in a shaker, and it's actually a traditional whiskey sour that dates way back to 1862. And about 1880, they made a little bit of a change to it and was called the Continental Sour. And eventually it made its way to New York, where we took over the name, and it's now a New York Sour. So we start as a whiskey sour. First off in is an egg white. This is optional, but I think it adds a lot of texture and mouthfeel to the cocktail. If you don't want to use the egg white, you can go ahead and use aquafaba, that juice from a can of chickpeas. Next off in there, we are using some freshly squeezed lemon juice, because you know fresh is best. We're going to use 1 ounce. Time to get the jigger ready, because now we are going to put in there our sweet, and that is 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Next ingredient in there is we're using a rye whiskey. I'm using rye. You can use bourbon. I like using the rye. It's got a little bit more spice to it, so it really gives it another depth in the flavor. 2 full ounces. Now we want to get that egg broken down, so we are going to give this a dry shake. Pop the top on that, hold it tight, and give it a good shake. Now what we want to do is ice it down, and we're going to shake to chill it. One more shake. Let's make it cold. And now what we do is we take a rocks glass. We're going to put some fresh ice in there. And we are going to strain it and pour. There's our traditional whiskey sour, but Rusty Bartender wants us to take it one step farther. We're taking a red wine. This is a dry wine. It's a Spinelli Vineyard, and it is Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. It's a dry wine, a little bit fruity. We're going to use about 1/2 ounce, and we're going to float that on top. So just over the back of our spoon. And that's going to give us a little rim on the top. And there is today's cocktail for the Rusty Bartender, the New York Sour. I was really wondering about the wine in there. You've got that great whiskey sour flavor to it. You've got all the spice of the rye in there. You've got your sweet, you've got your citrus. It all comes together, and then you layer that with that fruity wine on there, and it just takes it to the top. Rusty Bartender, thank you for your suggestion. Thanks for joining us, folks.